Hey guys, Griffin here, and today we are doing the Tempest Keep gear discussion. If you haven't checked out my SSC gear discussion, I recommend checking that out too. Now, as I said in my other video, bear gear is always subjective. My goal is to give you a good idea of all the gear that you might want and rate it based on how useful it might be. There is no one way to tank, so if you disagree with my opinions, that's perfectly okay as long as you have sound logic to back it up. Now, with that out of the way, I also have to go back to SSC really quick because I forgot an item. I figured I'd add it here, so at least I've discussed it. So in SSC, there's a trash item called Spyglass of the Hidden Fleet. It is a trinket. I give it 2 stars. Now, this is a nice stam trinket. However, if you're engineering, you already have one. And assuming all the speculation holds true, Dark Moon cards come out in Phase 2, so Vengeance card would be your best stam trinket anyway. On top of that, you don't tend to wear a stamina trinket all the time, only on maybe high spell damage fights, or maybe if you're a soaker or something. But I doubt you're fighting anyone for this, so if you do want it, it's probably yours to take. Great, now on to tier gear. So as with the SSC video, I'm going to knock out the tier pieces first. They're all 5 stars. This is your BIS, however you're likely prioed behind the warrior tank, especially if they're the main tank. This is a great set for them, and I also want to explain prio order too. Now in most guilds, the prio order goes tank, healers, then DPS. If your guild doesn't do that, or maybe has a different system of assigning gear, take it as soon as you can. But for most of us, we're going to be waiting on the warrior to get their gear first and then take it. Okay, finally onto some bosses. So Alar. 2 items here. Phoenix Wing Cloak. I give this 2 stars. It's not a bad cloak, but the Gilded Cloak is better. This is nice for other tanks, maybe for mitigation, and even they may not want it just because that's a good place to get hit. If you need the defense though, it's not a bad pickup, but if you have Gilded, I'd use that better. Okay, and then the Gloves of Searing Grip, I give these 5 stars. This is so nice. Essentially an upgrade to Grips of Deftness. The stats are perfect for a bear tank too. I would definitely fight for this piece if you can get it as soon as possible. Okay, and that's it for Alar. Let's move on to Voidreaver, and I just have the tier gear here. Honestly, there's nothing in Voidreaver worth discussing. Thank God Voidreaver is actually a fun boss fight, or else it'd be kind of a pain to go to. They do have your tier 5 shoulders, so at least it's worth something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're just going to move on to Solarian. So Van Braces of Ending, 4 stars. These are really nice bracers. This is BIS for Cat, and if you aren't going the PvP route, it's probably BIS for you. The only reason they lose a point is because most bears will be wearing the PvP bracers. I'd still take these if I can to maybe move some things around and make room. I wouldn't steal them from a rogue as it's also their BIS. So yeah, but that's it from Solarian, and we're actually already on to the last boss. So this is great. Kalthus. So he's got the, man, I hope I get this right, Thalacian Wilder Cloak, 4 stars. This is actually a great threat cloak. If you're looking to get more threat focus, this is a good piece for that. However, the Gilded Cloak you hopefully already have is better mitigation. This is only 4 stars because it's likely not going to be worn all the time. When you're taking heavy damage, you're probably going to switch this out for your Gilded Cloak. But definitely, if you're going threat, this is probably going to be your BIS. Okay, and then we're going to move into Leggings of Murderous Intent. So 2 stars. I'm not sure who else wants this. Rogues and Druids are both going to be wearing their tier sets. However, if you know you don't plan to get prioed early and you don't have the tier 4, I'd grab these. They're a temporary upgrade though. Tier 4 is going to be your better choice. And then last is Band of the Ranger General, 4 stars. This is a great threat ring. If you're skewing threat, this is just like the cloak, the Thalacian cloak. I'd take this. The only reason it's not 5 is because the ring game is just all over the place, and you might be going more mitigation or need a slot for defense cap, so you'll be fighting all physical damage for this, so you might not be prioed to it, but I would definitely try to get this, especially if you're going for a threat set. But yeah, that's actually all the gear we need to talk about in TK. I know SSC's got better choices, or at least better, or maybe more options, just because there are a couple more bosses, but that's it. I hope the information's helpful. I am going to be putting out a leatherworking video for all those leatherworkers that are wondering what stuff comes out in Phase 2 with all the TK and SSC raids. I will be posting that pretty soon, so make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want to be notified, you can click the bell. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this, and take care.